Okay, what's up? Today's a short day. I have to get ready to go and show off this game at a local showcase tomorrow. The alpha for that game is coming out. It's what I've been working on outside of this stream series. The other thing I'm streaming is working on that game, so that's cool. Today I'm messing with the Trello API because what I wanted to do was, let's see if I can bring this up. What I want to do is stop having to see a lot of my automation for my streams. I started using the calendar or the events on Twitch to basically set the titles for my streams, and then I have a tool that sets it for both YouTube and Twitch, and that can set up proper tags and all that stuff. But basically I have to use this interface to add all of these every week. It's very annoying because I have to go and pick out the image every time, and you can't, I don't think you can duplicate events. So it's just a time-consuming process, and it's not a very good interface, and there isn't an API for it. Sort of. I can drive it with Puppeteer, so I can make it have an API. But I thought it would be nicer to manage them in Trello and something like this, and make a system so that I can make edits and stuff like that. And even though Trello has webhooks, because I don't want to have a server component just yet, I'm just going to make a command that'll sort of make it converge on the state of Trello. So if I were to change this title, it would know that that's one that already set, and it'll change that title as opposed to creating a new one. So this is getting into kind of configuration management, or what Terraform is kind of doing, and I would like to do that more generally, build some components around doing that sort of thing. But I figured I would kind of just do a one-off thing for this, just to get used to that process. The API for Trello is actually pretty cool. Pretty standard REST API. One of the things that's kind of not relevant to this, but they're power-ups, which are plugins basically. They're front-end plugins. They basically provide these extension points for you to add new buttons and actions and callbacks and stuff like that, which is, everything I ever wanted. I think every web application should do this. So it was really nice to see that. But we're pretty much just going to be using a subset of this API, maybe hard code a board ID, and then kind of look at the lists and cards. So there is a pretty good good looking Go library for working with the API, and so that's what we'll play with here. And I imagine I'll start out having to do authentication stuff, which I imagine will be much more straightforward than like YouTube or Twitch. So we'll just start kind of playing with the data and get an idea of how to build what we want to build. Let me know if you have questions. Ask me about anything, whether it's Go related or whatever. I guess this is under the Go Component Lab series, which I'm going to be changing to just call it Workbench, because that's sort of it's where I work on stuff that's not the game, and so that's like a lot of different things. Not necessarily Go, but usually Go. And I'm not always making components, so I figured I would just generalize it. All right, so we've got a Trello directory here. All right, let's get this library. Oops. App key and token, huh? Okay. That's something I probably should have figured out beforehand. Get your API key here. Cool. I will. Doot. Most developers will need to ask each user to authorize. If you're looking to build an application for yourself, you can manually generate a token. Okay, cool. So that's how all that works. Let me put this in my environment. Generate a token. Okay. Cool. All right, what do we do with a client? Get bored? Board ID. Is there a way to see board ID? I imagine that's an ID. It doesn't know what I'm doing. Why isn't it importing? This is a weird pattern that they made where you can provide that to basically specify. A lot of APIs would do nil, but I guess, let's see, what was it supposed to be? Arguments. So they did a whole typed thing as opposed to like a pointer to some options or something. I don't know how I feel about it. It's like almost every call is going to say Trello defaults. Board. Let's see what this does. Right. See, this is a good API. I actually can start using it pretty quickly. Fucking Google and YouTube and their dumb shit. Anyway, alright, so we've got a board here. Let's see what we might want to do is like get lists for a board. Oh, interesting. It puts because they have like sub resources, so they have let's do okay. What can we do with a list? We can get cards. Get lists. I guess we can look for a list with schedule on it. I guess get the card names. See, I love APIs that are actually nice to work with. So I'm also using labels. I'm not sure how those work. Let's see. Uh-huh. Let's see. I'm guessing a label has, I see a name. Name is really the only thing I care about. Trello label. Wait. Label or labels? Labels. Okay. wonder if they have a way I can get like a URL. I wanted the raw data structure. I guess I can make my own data model and put them in it. So what I need to do, let's see, how would I, is there a way I could hash a struct? Arbitrary, tag a struct field to ignore it, tag a slice, optionally specify custom hash function, optionally hash the output of string on structs, the implement stringer. Okay. It's not an example of that, but okay. Cool. I imagine he uses this in Terraform, which is kind of what I'm doing here, sort of. So I want to create a little data model of the data that I care about. And then it needs to have, what do I need to have? So I look up the values, get a hash. So I need an ID and I need a hash. So then I persist it to disk after I've applied the changes, and then when I run it again, it queries everything and gives me a list of cards and their hashes. And if the hash has changed then from the one that I have, then it's going to, we also have, so we have changes, we have additions, and we have removals. Removals is hard because it's saying we have to have state before to know. So maybe we don't do removals because I can just do those by hand. So additions and changes. Let's make a type. And we'll use the semantics of what our domain. Let's see. I guess series, which is the tag or the label. Can you do arbitrary, like temporary labels, or do you have to create a label every time? Apparently you can just do colored labels. That's nice. So what I could do is call it workbench now. So this will let me set the series. In the other stuff, I've been calling that the tag. So maybe I'll call these labels in that. That works. So basically, I'm going to go through and let's see. Do I have what other data do we have on a card? No. Who cares? Closed. Description, that's helpful. I guess I'll grab that. This is important. See, ultimately, I don't want to have to do the schedule. Like, the schedule is fixed, and so it should just populate the schedule in the right slots. I wonder if there's singling time, or not time, but like, I don't know, just more than the standard library. Let's see, I forgot we have, let's see, durations. Like, how would I get like the next Monday? Term tables? What the hell are those? Terminal tables. I mean, I appreciate all this like formatted parsing, but I don't. I kind of ignore Vigo for now. Actually, I think I read about it a little, but I don't remember anything, so. Do you know do you know anything about Vigo? Here we go, this is closer. There's another one. Now, that's JavaScript. What does that have to do with anything? This might be more straightforward. Sure you can, you're keeping up just by being here. Sunday, Monday. End of week. So I guess the end of week. End of week Monday would be next week. Next Monday. I don't know if that's all they're providing. Unlike Dabs tries to use the minimal version of a version for libraries, so say someone releases a broken version, it won't affect any project because all those libraries don't need those more recent versions of said libraries. Is a pretty interesting approach. They also changed how major versions work. I can link you a talk. Yeah, I'd watch that talk. Beginning. Ooh, they have a nice between. Wait, they have Monday and they have Sunday, but they don't have like other arbitrary days? What's going on? Monday. I guess the point is then you can like do the normal time modification stuff. All right, well, let's try it. So I'm replacing my workflow of adding events to Twitch, which I have to do every week. Do placeholder events, and even though it's like a scheduled thing, the interface there's no duplication or anything, so it's like I had to upload the image for every event, and there's like at least 5 every week. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 every week usually. So I want to basically do this, and then have it automatically figure out the slot it'll go in, and then create the Twitch event. So then I can kind of like move stuff around and edit stuff here. And the approach is kind of like Terraform, where I'm grabbing these resources and then checking the state of Twitch. And then if they're in sync, it does nothing. Otherwise, it applies it. I think links are allowed. I'm pretty sure I haven't turned that off. Pretty sure I've gotten links. All right. So if I wanted to model those streaming days, let's see. What kind of data structure do I want? So like I could do, now watch it at double speed. Workbench, schedule. This can be a list of dates, I guess, times. Let's see, times are absolute. But it could be just the time and the Alright, let me do this in English first. So Workbench has is Tuesdays, Thursdays, Tuesdays, typically 5 to 7. And then there's Toggle 3D, which is Mondays 3 to 7, Tuesdays 2 to 4, Wednesdays 3 to 7, Thursdays 2 to 4. I guess I'll come back to this. Let me start getting this data structure first, and then I can be more concrete about what I would do next with them. So maybe I will do like new event given a card. And then the tricky part is just the tag. Label names, card labels. Series labels. I guess I'll call them tag labels for now. Find the index. I want the short way to do this. How do I go and remove element from a slice? Do slice tricks, but isn't there something? Delete. So okay. I see. So I need the index. I'm going to do this so that it has a null value. Oh, we don't have that. Right, strings contain strings, yeah. I don't have anything useful in strings for this, right? The very few things that, what does this do again? Oh yeah, that was a pretty handy little thing. Okay, yeah, so this is fine, this is fine. Is it fine? a reference to I. Is not null. Let's see, what do I want to do? Nil. Then it's fine. Let's see, tag string var. Yeah, and then I would delete that tag with that slice trick. Zero value of t. Oh, this is annoying. All that work. It's just those little things can go. What's your problem? Yeah, it's I understand why they don't have it in the standard library. It's one of those like, oh, they had generics, but I don't care. Let's see. Oh, and then I need an ID because I need a way to identify this. And we have an ID. Card ID. What else? And I need to hash it. Okay, so to do what I want to do, I'm trying to think again of the data structure just for the configuration management part. I have a list of events being the absolute data authority. So authoritative data and then we have the state of our replicated data. We do a structure for that, like a replicated event, which is the event ID. A replicated ID, so the ID in the remote system. So Twitch, I guess. I don't even remember if we can get that. Discuss. I remember it's not an official thing, but I thought I remember seeing somebody documenting an example, but maybe not. Well, I mean, since I'm going to be using the thing anyway, maybe there's I imagine the identifier that I get here is it. I can get the identifier from the link event slash. So that would be the replicated ID. And then a replicated hash, maybe? Maybe we do this. Replicated event. So I'm not, I have 20 minutes. Let's see. I'm not going to work with the Twitch API yet, but I will fake it by having like some kind of data structure that I'm serializing to disk. Title, description, and those are the only things. Oh, and then this is where we get to the interesting stuff. I'll put it in there. And it has an ID. Really, I just need to do like a put post and put. Yeah. I mean, I'll just model it. Maybe later I could actually make this wrap my thing. And so this would still work. All right. So I made a little fake Twitch API, and I can just get them with that, but This is gonna marshal it with a GOB. How about an example? Jesus. Ugh. GOB encoder. That'd be cool. Here's an example of fake Twitch. Create. Is there a file mode constant? Mode. Oh, look at these. I think I could just do maybe. Man, it's been a while since I've opened a file. Files. Stupid. You can do that. Hello world. Oh yeah, the return values. Yeah, I can. Let's get this doing something. Let's save fake Twitch. I don't have a fake Twitch. I will make a fake Twitch. It's not even used. Error. And that made fake Twitch. System error. All right, my shit's off. I thought there was a leading 0 there too, but I'm just stupid. What? Maybe it's this that I wanted. There we go. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the leading 0 there. Yeah, okay. So then I set up an encoder. do encoder. Wait, encode value. Load fake Twitch. This is so much easier. Oh, but then I have to do something weirder here, right? I think I could just unmarshal, right? No? I have no, like, marshalling? Guess I'll just have to make a bytes buffer. What? Bytes? Why is it being a shit? What's your problem here? B's not used. All right. It's like new buffer. Jesus. All right. What is it? That's your problem? VS Code, you're so unhelpful. You're like the least helpful editor I've worked with, other than TextMate. Okay, so here I have to pass this thing in and do this thing and blah, 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 blah. I guess I could just make that a reference. Most helpful. Most helpful. That's a good question. Visual Studio. Okay. Load fade Twitch. I already have it. JetBrains. I don't want it to, I really just want it to be as simple as possible. All I need is, I mean, I could make a whole list, I'm sure, but all I need is color, syntax highlighting, and autocomplete. I'm gonna make my own editor. It's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be good, but its autocomplete is just always breaking, and it's that. And like I said, that is all I want, other than syntax highlighting, and it can't do it consistently. It drives me insane. Do you hear about it from other people or just me? What's this problem? Title. All right, I just made a fake Twitch API. Decode value of unassignable value. What the fuck? You don't like that? Oh, because it's empty. Sure, we'll this is what we do. Actually just that. Thank you. There we go. Bad file descriptor. Well, that's weird, right? F is a writer. Defer close. It happens after this. Did I put anything in there? No. All right, what's the dealio? How is this a bad file descriptor? Oh, isn't there a write file? I could just do this. Assuming I have some data. Bytes buffer. right. Oh, it doesn't like that. So it wrote it, but like it can't read it. Decode value of unassignable value. I guess it doesn't want a. What did I tell it to do? And gave it a. I should dereference it. That's probably what I should do. I guess here that should be fine. It's still this cache. Fuck. Sublime text. I only use Sublime text for a short while. Unassignable value. I'm doing something stupid. Okay, but it's not a nil value. I mean, would I have a better time just serializing the JSON? This seems kind of silly that we can't do this here. Is it because there's a that, like, is that a nil pointer? But it wouldn't even be a nil pointer because there's data in it. I guess we could just switch it out for JSON. It's probably really easy. And JSON, we can just demarshal that shit. I don't even know why I was messing with. Use this all the time. All right, so load. And then here, is it buff an error? What is it? JSON Marshall byte an error. It's not nil though. I mean, because usually you'd create, yeah, you do this and then grab a reference, you know. This, I thought, would be the same thing. Okay, maybe it's not. I thought it would do the same thing. Oh. I guess I gotta go. Let's see, this should make another one. Yeah. So I have a fake Twitch so that I can swap that out. It took way too long just to realize I just want to serialize JSON, but whatever. Because I need to compare, it's going to model the replicated event stuff. All right, I'll come back to this. Normally I could go for another 50 minutes, but I gotta get ready for this event to show off this game. So I gotta make sure it works and eat and all this stuff. So yeah, the fun part, Trello API, that was easy. Luckily. I'll work on this some other time. Maybe tomorrow. Probably not. Maybe this weekend. Maybe next week. Alright. Bye. Thanks for hanging out. See you later, gamer. And Josh, cool. Thanks for hanging out. Alright.